Good morning. I have some breaking news coming out of Washington, D.C. to share with you at this early hour. The United States of America is about to witness a coup against a sitting president and a future sitting president. I'll explain. A new bombshell story drops on Biden and Obama. Democrats reinstitute the military draft as they prepare to drag us into World War III, and Republicans are stupid enough to vote alongside them. Karine Jean-Pierre of the White House accuses Republicans of releasing deep fake video clips to embarrass Biden. But nope, those are all real clips of Biden embarrassing himself. Thank you guys so much for liking and sharing these videos. It really helps me out. So thank you so much. Let me know over in the chat, are you up and getting ready for work, or have you not gone to bed yet? This is an early morning broadcast, or whenever you see it. Hello, hello, hello. Okay, President Joe Biden has raised around $30 million during a celebrity fundraising event, which is a new record for Democrats, but not for Trump. While the event was a success financially, it ended up being a huge public embarrassment. As things were wrapping up, President Biden seemed to freeze on stage. He was stuck, didn't know what to do. President Barack Obama had to grab him by the arm and casually and coolly lead him off stage. Now, watching these two walk side by side was painful because it showed just how stiff Biden's body is and how difficult it is for him to walk next to Obama's, cool stride as he left the stage. Now, it's interesting that Trump raises more than this on his own, but Biden only seems to raise money if he has celebrities or Barack Obama. Just something interesting to chew on early this morning. Fortunately for Biden, the White House always has his back. During a recent press conference, White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre seemed to indicate that these embarrassing viral videos of Joe Biden are just deep fakes or manipulated content put out by Republicans in order to hate on and embarrass Joe Biden. However, they are true. Even the New York Post confirmed they are true. And then the Daily Mail confirmed they're true and that the New York Post was telling the truth. And then they both got a doctor to write an article on why Biden seems to be wandering off and then freezing up 3 times over the last couple of days. Now, Democrats say that these are Republican lies and, again, deep fake videos, but we know that they are not. Now, it's funny that Karine Jean-Pierre said that because it's not hard to spot manipulated content. You just have to follow Biden's campaign on social media. They routinely take clips of Donald Trump speaking out of context and then post a false headline in order to grab attention and embarrass Donald Trump. Now, if Biden's campaign was telling the truth, then Donald Trump is a Hitler wannabe who can't wait to throw Democrats into migrant camps all over the United States. It's just ridiculous. Now, with an additional $30 million in hand, Biden's campaign will reportedly spend $50 million in the month of June in order to run a campaign to destroy Trump's image. The campaign will highlight Trump's recent felony charges and will seek to paint Joe Biden as a morally superior human being and the better choice between him and orange-faced bad man Donald J. Trump. This seems like a waste of $50 million. Everyone knows Trump was convicted of a felony. Republicans know it, and they don't care or believe it to be true. Democrats know it, and they care very much. But again, the truth is, everybody already knows it because it was the biggest story on the mainstream media. And so, why waste $50 million of hard-earned donated money? Oh, that's right. Democrats love to waste money. I forgot. President Kamala Harris attended a peace summit for Ukraine in Switzerland. You'd almost think these roles should be reversed, but what do I know? During the summit, which Russia was not allowed to attend, ultimately it was decided that Ukraine needs more money, right? Like, oh gosh, they just need more and more money. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky stated that all groups were in agreement that Ukraine needs more money and that they shouldn't give up their land. And Kamala Harris had the distinct privilege of offering Zelensky and Ukraine another $1.5 billion in cash. Wow. Now, let's think about this. Where is Kamala Harris going to get $1.5 billion in order to give it to Ukraine? Oh, that's right. She's going to steal it from you, the American taxpayer. Oh my gosh, what a freaking scam. They're going to steal our money and give it to Ukraine. I mean, this has got to be the cleanest money on planet Earth. It's been laundered so many times, but it's going to go to Ukraine, and then there'll be no accountability, no oversight, no telling us where the money went. And then somehow it's going to end back up in the pockets of politicians and the military-industrial complex. They just love this war. All those dead people making them so much money. It's absolutely despicable. They're stealing your money. We need to get on the phone and call these Democrat losers and these Republican losers and tell them, quit using our money to fund wars we do not want. We don't want dead people. You do. We don't want a bunch of military weapons killing people. You do. We don't want our hard-earned money going to foreign nations. You do. I mean, literally tens of millions of Americans, probably some of you that watch me, you're struggling just to buy food. And now they want to give Zelensky another $1.5 billion. What happened to the $60 billion we just gave you? We certainly didn't fix our own border. So where's the money, Zelensky? How did you burn through $60 billion and now you need another $1.5 billion to what? Get you through the weekend? Like, hey, America, can you spot me until payday? There are no paydays. You just keep stealing our money. They should have spent this money on the border. Think about it. They could have built 12 walls along the border for $60 billion. Did they? Absolutely not. Because they want to give money to Zelensky so that it can flow back to the military-industrial complex while we get invaded by foreigners. There was no peace at this summit in Switzerland. It was a war conference. Russia has been pushing for Ukraine to negotiate for peace, but Washington, D.C. has made it clear their main goal is to continue to attack Russia using Ukraine as a scapegoat. Why else would Biden have recently signed a 10-year security deal to give American taxpayer money to Ukraine? 10 years? How long were we in Afghanistan? 20? Cost trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars. And what did we get for it? Nothing. Like video clips of people falling out of airplanes. Freaking hate our government sometimes. So they're dragging us to World War III. Just get ready. There will be American troops on the ground fighting Putin. Now, for those who believe that Ukraine's loss of land is not inevitable, consider the outcome of Ukraine's counteroffensive last year. It was a huge fail. While providing Ukraine with ammunition might help to hold their ground, their military forces are shrinking while Russia's are growing. Their land is shrinking while Russia's land is growing. Literally, about a month ago, Russia just walked into a town and they were like, oh, geez, that was the easiest city we ever took. And then it turns out that hundreds of millions of American dollars were stolen. They went to fake construction deals, military contract deals in Ukraine. But the reality was the local governments were stealing our money. So another billion will go to Ukraine while Americans struggle to pay their bills, save for retirement, put food on the table, repair their car, repair their washing machine. By the way, did you see the new bill led by Democrats and supported by Republicans to reinstitute the military draft? So now my kid is in danger of fighting Russians for a country that refuses to seek peace. Makes me so sick. And think about this. This is what really made me mad. Listen to me really, really carefully, please. So they get to draft our boys and girls and send them to fight wars for the military-industrial complex. And all of these military-aged men that are illegally breaking into our country and then milking our welfare programs, our taxpayer-funded safety net programs, none of those people have to join the military. None of those people have to go to war. None of those families lose their children. It's only Americans. This is a scam. We're being lied to right to our faces. These government leaders, they are so addicted to Washington, D.C. It is such a toxic swamp. I'm furious. I'm furious about this. I'm not sending my son to fight Putin. I'm not sending my son to fight for Volodymyr Zelensky. Hell no. All right, now, unfortunately, Joe Biden faces very little political pressure to do anything about the war in Ukraine other than send them more money. Why doesn't he care? Because nobody's pushing back on it, right? However, look at what's going on in Gaza. Parades, people protesting on campuses, saying, hey, we would sure like to not see dead women and children. And the White House doesn't know what to do. People are going to withhold their vote from Joe Biden. And yet nobody seems to do anything about the Russia-Ukraine war. Well, once it's your child over in Europe getting killed by Russians, I guess then you'll finally wake up. They're never gonna seek for peace. Literally, they just signed a 10-year agreement. I have a 15-year-old. 10 years from now, he's 25. That means he's probably going to be drafted and sent off to vote for Zelensky, to fight for Zelensky, a freaking drug addict comedian. All right. Now, I say it seems like nothing's happening, but maybe it actually will. We just spent $300 million, 1/3 of $1 billion on a pier to bring supplies in to help Palestinians. The piece of crap broke. It's literally just like floating in the ocean. I don't know why they thought they would be able to put trucks on it and then deliver supplies. Like, what are you going to do? Put it on a roller coaster? I mean, you should see the videos online. This thing is flimsy. No wonder it broke after 1 week. All right, speaking of Israel, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu will soon meet with Congress on July 24th, but Democrats are already boycotting his speech. They say, no way, don't let that war criminal here. Don't let that Jew speak in Congress. Pelosi recently questioned if it was smart to have Benjamin Netanyahu address Congress while others committed to not going entirely. I hate when people are this close-minded. Like, why could Ukraine come and give their side of the story, but Israel's not allowed to come and give their side of the story? It doesn't make any sense. It makes no sense. So Democrats don't want the leader of Israel to speak in Congress, but they desperately wanted the leader of Ukraine. Both wars are killing people. Both wars are probably going to pull your children and grandchildren into them. Nobody seems to care. All right, in America, former President Donald Trump has committed to finding the children that the Biden administration has lost at the border. Donald Trump was asked if he would put in the effort to find the missing 137,000 children lost under Joe Biden's presidency. He said, yeah, I would do that. I haven't been asked this question, but the answer is yes. It's a simple answer. Many of them are dead. They have done such a bad job. So if Trump gets back into office, he's going to look for the 137,000 missing children. We're now 10 days away from the first official presidential debate. We can talk about who receives more donations all day long, but debates are probably the most important aspect at this stage of a presidential race. With that being said, CNN has announced some ground rules that the Biden administration demanded in order to show up and be on the same stage with Donald Trump. There will be no talking over the other person. So that means Donald Trump's microphone will be muted if he tries to speak over Joe Biden. Of course, the same is true of Joe Biden. During the breaks, campaign staff will not be able to assist the candidate. They're probably going to be seated, and there is no audience. Overall, it's going to be very interesting, but this thing is obviously rigged in favor of 81-year-old Joe Biden, who struggles to stand for long periods of time. Now, you know those deep fake videos that Republicans have been putting out? I want you to go watch them, and you'll see just how stiff Biden is, right? The Juneteenth party, he was literally like this. People were dancing all around him, and he was like, he looked like a crab that had been like hit with a dart gun, just like, my hands don't work, right? But anyway, it's going to be really interesting. He can't stand for 90 minutes. But anyway, go back and watch those videos. I lost my train of thought for a second. Go back and watch those videos, because you watch, when he hits that CNN debate stage, that dude's going to be hopped up on something, most likely Adderall, several cups of coffee. Like, he's going to be absolutely electrified. But why isn't he like that every other day, right? Like, it's so obvious. And I guarantee you, they don't do a drug test. They don't want us to know what Joe Biden is taking. Sorry, what Joe Biden is taking. And honestly, the pressure's all on Joe Biden and almost no pressure on Donald Trump. A bombshell story broke on the Daily Mail that showed that the Clintons, the Obamas, the Pelosi's, and the Schumers are secretly planning a coup against Joe Biden if he doesn't win the debate, if his numbers don't improve in the polls, if his favorability rating doesn't increase. They will step in and take Biden out. Now, peacefully, they're going to, embarrass him or do something that will encourage him to say, hey, you know what? I'm 81. I'm going to pardon Hunter, and then I'm going to sail off into the sunset as the greatest president America has ever seen, right? They're going to come up with some lame speech. But honestly, they will probably get away with it. They're very good at coups. Democrats successfully performed a coup against Ukraine. They also successfully did a coup against Donald Trump. They're very good at coups. And then the media steps in and covers for them and says, oh, this isn't a coup. Don't believe your eyes. Whatever you're seeing or hearing, you are wrong. Only listen to us. So they will successfully perform a coup against Joe Biden, and he will be removed. Also, Democrats are already planning many lawsuits against Donald Trump. Several impeachment lawsuits are already lined up against him. And Democrats will work hand in hand with the intelligence agencies to do a coup on Donald Trump when he wins. Now, here's some interesting information that backs up what I'm saying from independent journalist Laura Loomer. She says, do you want to know why House Democrats are focusing all of their messaging going into November around President Trump being an insurrectionist, and why Representative Jamie Raskin and Representative Eric Swalwell are trying to bring a bill to the floor of the House to declare Trump as an insurrectionist? Because they plan on saving that bill for January 3rd at 12:03 p.m., right after Representative Jeffries is sworn in as Speaker of the House. If Republicans lose the House in 2024 and Democrats keep the Senate on January 3rd of 2025, when the new Congress is sworn in, Democrats could pass a bill within 72 hours between January 3rd and January 6th, declaring Donald Trump an insurrectionist, pass it in the Senate with the support of 5 or 10 rhino-weak Republicans, and declare President Trump cannot take office on January 20th, even after beating Joe Biden. Now, don't forget, the Supreme Court recently ruled that Congress could create legislation to keep President Trump out of office after they ruled that Colorado must put him back on the ballot. SCOTUS said only Congress can prevent Donald Trump from being president again via legislative measures. Now, I don't see how Republicans keep the House as it stands. House GOP is definitely not playing to have a massive win in November. They are never playing to win. So let's be honest, about 50% of Republicans in Congress are just Democrats. So can you see where she's going with this? So they're already laying the groundwork so that when Trump wins, they're going to hit him with lawsuits. When Trump wins, they're going to hit him with impeachment measures. And even before that, if Republicans who argue amongst themselves and have gotten almost nothing done for the American people cannot keep the House of Representatives, Hakeem Jeffries will be installed, and boom, they will label Trump an insurrectionist. They will pass it in the Senate, and he will be blocked as president of the United States, thus completing the Democrat-led coup. Do you see what I'm saying? This is not made up stuff. This is intelligently thought out analysis. And I'm not the only one telling you this. This is already going on. Norm Eisen, the man behind most of the lawfare against Donald Trump, including the made-up hush money trial, Norm Eisen said in an interview, they went with 2 of his impeachments, but he had another 10 waiting in the wings, and that he still plans to use those against Donald Trump should he win in November. Well, he's going to win in November, and then boom, the real attack against him will begin. Right now, this is all just a warm-up to the main event. Pretty sad, right? This is not the country that I grew up in. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I want to hear from you guys. Are they going to do a coup against Joe Biden? Are they going to do a coup against Donald Trump? My thinking and belief is that yes, they are going to do that, and we're all going to witness it with our own eyes. Hey, sorry to be a bummer, but this is the news today. I love you guys. Please stay amazing. Keep your heads up. We're going to get through this, but man, they're not going to make it easy. If you think they're going to make it easy, then you're not paying attention. But I know that you are, because you guys are well educated by my channel and other honest channels on YouTube and over on Rumble. Hey, thank you so much for being with me this morning. I love you. Have a great day. Remember that you're amazing, and I will see you on the next video.